Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos, Fathom, Hobbies. This is Season 15, Episode 1 of Joan of Arc, and we are playing the Hanged Wolf's Cross scenario. It's Christmas of 1383, and there's a werewolf among the villagers. You've got our werewolf, we've got our villager cards down here with a token on each of them. We also have these sort of tokens surrounding the villager, like search tokens and encounter tokens. There's an unholy and holy player. And we will jump into it. Before we do, we just had a quick setup round. And so we got all the boards set up. We've got one of the effects of these tokens that wolves can be spawned, and also peasants can be spawned depending on which turns up. And then our special encounters will reveal whether the soothsayer, the blacksmith, the merchant girl, or the citizen is the actual werewolf. And let me show off that mini right now. Soothsayer's over here. Here's the werewolf mini. We've got a painting video for our minis out there too, so go check that out. So he starts off on the side of the board. Before we jump into round one, quick shout, I'll move the counter to round one, and quick shout out to this channel sponsor, Pontos Fathom Press. We've got the Necromancy of Nyarlathotep, Genealogy of Cthulhu, Jungian Alchemy and Horror and Science Fiction. 3 of a number of volumes we've got out there, helps us support the channel. Go check out our bookstore link, and you can also check out our Patreon. We've got some of these books actually as digital copies on the Patreon, and you can keep track of things we're doing on the podcast, things we're doing on this channel. And as usual, liking and subscribing helps to support the channel. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so we're going to start out. First off, we've got our cards already set. Let's grab our council phase. We get 3 activates per each character. Let me just check to see if there's a special setup. Anybody is set up with something to start with. We've got our reroll tokens. We've got 1 charge token for the holy player. So this is the holy player with the mounted hero, who is Sir Gahan. So Gaham and the Bishop of Can is here as well. So Bishop of Can and Gahan are here, starting out below. Yeah, and we're going to go get into it here. Here's our Sergeant at Arms. We'll put him over here with the Bishop. So we got Pikemen, Sergeant at Arms mounted here, and the Bishop in the holy site. They also get second round. The unholy player gets the initiative round. So obviously, because the werewolf is off the board, so I can use as the unholy player, I can use the citizens, the non-bewitched peasants, and the witch if she appears to secretly look up the token. Okay, so let's start out with that. So bewitching, every time a peasant unit is deployed, let's see. In this scenario, the holy army can interrogate peasants by the following. Each time a peasant unit is revealed by the holy player, well, this is the holy army. So how does the unholy? Searching the houses. Do I have units, though? I don't really have units. I guess the unholy, these guys are my unholy units. These citizens are my unholy units. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and search our first. Let me turn these over first off. Sorry, just getting up to speed. This one is a little bit different than the other ones. So I'm going to give them each an extra activate to make it like that. So I'll start out with my activation phase. And I'm going to activate these peasants because they are part of my... and I can have them search houses, right? So let's say I can have them... units from the unholy army can search the houses. Doing so is a bonus action. So I'll have this first villager search this house for 1 action. And we're going to get a sword, the Sword of Fierbois. All villagers get +1 when attacking. Okay. It's really just a blacksmith. So, okay. So we found the sword already. So the sword is going to give all villagers get +1 when attacking. So we can actually, all these can attack now with +1. So I'm going to give that to the blacksmith. He gets the sword, which makes sense. That's kind of worked out well. So blacksmith gets the sword. Let's have the citizen search this house. And we get the trapped wolf. So now we got wolves that are set loose in the town. And that'll be that. Next up, we'll get to the third villager. Can check the church. Cannot search the church. Nothing to search the churches. Can the unholy player... Cannot check the investigate tokens. Okay, no worries. Yeah, so then we'll have this one search this house, and we get the last clue, which is a blank clue. So that's going to do it for searching the houses. We did reveal the sword this round. Let's go ahead and move. So that was their 4 activations. We've got wolves on the board now. Let's go ahead and have the holy player go. I've also given the holy player the extra. I'm just going to have them move just the 2 activations here. They're going to go and interrogate the soothsayer. So the soothsayer, they'll move this way. And then I guess I'll have these also move up 1 for their 2 activations. By interrogating the soothsayer, what does the bone setter, I mean? During the camp phase, reroll 1 doom dice for all disrupted allies. The soothsayer also can turn into the witch later in the game, so that's something to keep. The Bishop of Kent can exercise a bewitched peasant in an adjacent area. Yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll reveal one of our tokens here. And we get peasants to activate. So we've been able to activate 1 group of peasants with our holy player. I'll take a peasants. Let me just show you guys the holy army. Here's Sir Gahan. There's pikemen. Go check out our painting video for this as well. Sir Gahan and the pikemen. So they've revealed peasants who are now, that's the one that's already built. So we've got wolves on the board, we've got peasants on the board. And then let me just check on this interrogation of the soothsayer. Is there an interrogation card for the soothsayer? Bone setter, yeah, okay, there's an interrogation card. So we can go ahead and spend a... the bishop is able to spend... to interrogate. So the bishop will go ahead and... Holy player. Since people fear you and keep you away, why do you help them when they seek your knowledge? So I got to test a black die. I'm going to roll a test for the bone setter. We get that. One fears more what he desperately needs. Is what the roll is. If you roll a shield, let's do a reroll. I want to use up a reroll for this because this is kind of a cool one-time shot that we can get this. Try to get that. We get the shield with our reroll. So we got the reroll. We use that. You gain 1 interrogation token here. And allied units in the area of your choice may perform a move action. Okay, so allied units in your area may perform a move action. We will move them forward toward this as well, leaving the soothsayer, and we'll get to check this interrogation card. And there's wolves. So wolves are actually spawned. So let's go and do an attack on the wolves while we're here. So we got our first attack. So wolves have spawned. let's have our pikemen go ahead and attack those wolves. The wolves got a yellow die. The pikemen have a white die. But actually, let's have our mounted hero attack this. So they got a yellow for defense. We get 2 shields. That's not going to cut it. Let's try the pikemen next. And we get them wounded. So they are sent off to the infirmary. And that's going to wrap it up for round 1. We will go ahead and roll we'll go ahead and roll our camp phase there. And we get death. So we get our first death, and that's going to be an experience point over for us as well. So that's going to do it for round number 1. I'll reset the board, and we'll see you in round number 2. I'll move the indicator over. Thanks for watching, and talk to you in the next round. Bye-bye.